Hello everybody and welcome back. I'm Cam Christo and this is the War of Three Oceans and we are making a determined strike against the Southern Resource Area. I am very happy to report the United States are not yet at all involved in this war, which is giving us free rein to dominate the Allied fleets in the region. There was a Dutch fleet around here somewhere, and if it dares engage me, I will teach it to regret having done so. But it is still present, so I'm just a little bit nervous about that. I do want to get it all wrapped up. We don't have any air bases captured yet in these islands, which once we do... Oh, hey, nice, a fuel silo. Which once we do is going to help things in the region a great deal. I just want to wrap up my occupations of these areas so that we can make it all look nice, and then we will begin planning our next wave of naval invasions. It's going to be a case of basically a rolling wave of naval invasions, basically from here on out, because obviously we want to get control over all these islands, get the Dutch East Indies to actually capitulate would be quite nice. In fact, you know what? Let's go directly from here to the new Dutch East Indies capital as soon as possible. What do we just get? Modern escorts, more destroyer models. Right, yes, so I'm tempted to do this. It would still take 500 days. Never mind, I'm no longer tempted. But at some point, we're going to get 1940 destroyer hulls very early. I'm not going to get the heavy ship hulls. I'm happy with the level of firepower we're putting out from our heavy ships right now. More torpedoes would be good. A lot of our ships use a lot of torpedoes, and they did a lot of damage in the last round. Improved light batteries do make sense to go with our anti-sub warfare. Could also do with whatever it was. Yeah, more doctrine obviously would be very useful. The other big one I could do is this, getting the better AA on my ships. I think that's a really high priority for once we fight the US, and we're going to get the better radar on our ships shortly. So next up, can't exploit this yet because I need full control over a few more areas. Could get this. More marine technology. The Marines are doing pretty well for us so far. But I think going down here... Do we have a fighter design company already? Yeah, we went with the naval one. But this could be good. 100% bonus of fighter models. We do need to do our Fighter 2 research. Yes, I like that. Let's do fighter modernization. Non-aggression pacts with Hungary and Italy. Absolutely. They are at war with the Allies after all. I wish you all the best. If they could just crush Yugoslavia and then stagnate this front, I think they have a good shot of presenting a long-term threat. Of course, if Hungary declares war on the German Reich, we'll see what happens there. German Reich is a mere 16 days away from going to war with the Allies, which will obviously skew the balance of power in that region rather dramatically. Good. There goes their port. Let's not get ourselves encircled here. There's the better radar. Fantastic news. And I think we could roll straight on to the next one as well. Ooh, nice. That gives us light attack bonuses. And I will take the time to upgrade my scouts, at least, to have this better radar. Good. And you have been producing for a little bit, but I'm going to... I shouldn't have begun production of you, because I'm going to switch you over immediately to producing this new... Oh, I didn't name it. It's the 40 Scout. No, I'm not going to switch it over yet, actually, because we're soon to get some better anti-sub warfare that I'm going to throw on you as well, and as well as these ones. Now, the cruisers... Excuse me, where's my cruiser scout? Ah, he's a heavy cruiser. That's right. The 40 Scout is going to want this better radar. Excellent. You are still the 40 Scout. Like so. Good. And we don't need to decommission, but we do need to put this onto 1. We're going to get the old one. Excuse me. Ah, excuse me, sorry. Sneezing. Alright, so we'll... What'd I just do? I just switched the freaking... Whoops. What I meant to do was start a new line of these. Put them here. And then once this finishes, we will switch to producing these. Good. Anti-sub, you should be going to the anti-sub reserve. Why aren't you? Excuse me, what happened to the anti-sub reserve? I split it wrong. You are the A-sub. Anti-sub warfare reserve. You need to look like that. Good. You go to the... There it is. Anti-sub reserve. Good. Yeah, so those will start production once these finish. That's fine. Anything else need the better radar? Not really, honestly. I could throw it onto the 40 screens as well, because we do use some screens for scouting as well. But I think that's okay. We're not having a problem with detection right now. And in fact, since we're not having problems with detection right now, maybe I shouldn't... But these ones do give heavy attack bonuses, which is nice. 200 days, though. It's a long time. Instead, how about we get some more fuel gain from refineries? Because we are getting a reasonable amount from refineries, and you know, all the fuel we can, the more fuel we can get, the better. Because we're in a precarious situation in our fuel status. Let's launch these naval invasions as soon as we can. See if we can get the Dutch East Indies to capitulate to us as soon as possible. You guys, all but one anyway. Let's have you over here if you can. That would be great. And we are actually pushing these out of these guys out of the mountains, which is quite an accomplishment, though I say so myself. So we'll keep bringing these guys south. Good. Good, good, good. Okay, and one of you should really be heading east as fast as possible. Excellent. You are a port defense type. Here, come down. We'll start getting some port defenses in place on these. Any naval combats I should be aware of? We lost. I just failed to kill the convoy. It's not really lost. Okay. Excellent. Many naval battles up here. Looks like we're managing to successfully take out enemy convoys, even though the Allies have screening ships present in the region. They're not managing to do their job. Good. We did push them out of those mountains in the end. Ideally, if we could push through here and here, pocket these guys, it'd be much easier than violently having to push through them. And of course, landing behind them to cut off their resource supply is going to be all easier. Make that all easier, rather. Looks like the Dutch East Indies were undefended here. That's fantastic. They are not yet ready to capitulate, however. They do have a victory point all the way over here, which is unfortunate. If you just wrap up that island, that would be grand. Okay, a few of you guys at a loose end. Let's just keep on with the endless chain of naval invasions, I think. You want to head here. Go over here. First invasion into Australian soil there. You can go here. Just want to capture all these ports. And yeah, activate those plans as soon as they're ready. We do have control down here because of our glorious raiding fleets. Fantastic. Still stable up here. Oh, and fuel positive. Nice. If I were to guess, I would say our strike force was in port. Yes. To no one's surprise, we are fuel positive essentially only because that is in port. More 36 decks being churned out. Good. That will have freed up a lot of dockyards to start work on some other stuff. Spectacular news. Convoys now being produced at a decent lick again. One every kind of 5 or 6 days. That's probably about what we want. It's a shame we spent so much on this old scout model, but that's okay. The 40 scouts destroyers could use some more work, probably. Yeah, looks good. Finding yet more enemy convoys over here. And of course they have a victory point there, which we have now almost pushed them back to. Which is not ideal, because I want these guys to arrive to find an empty port, of course. But we'll see how that goes. We now have control over Sumatra, so let's start industrializing there, getting all that oil. And North Borneo, likewise. Good. Push them back here and here. Pinning action there. Good. Got them. Now we can wipe out the encircled divisions. Exquisite. You guys still have an attack plan, yes. It's a bit of a janky looking attack plan now. There's logistics too. We could do with those. Actually, let's throw those in. Do I have enough for all my 40 wits? I don't quite have the support equipment available to do this, but I'm going to do it anyway. And we will we'll produce it as we go. Slightly buff support equipment production. Non-aggression pact from Austria, that's fine. Next research. Engineers are good. Recon also useful, of course. Dun-ga-dun-ga-dun. Do want to get this, but I want to use the research bonus for it. How long until my research bonus? Not long enough that I can store, realistically. Could get signals, always useful. Maintenance companies for the tanks, also useful. Oh yes, the tanks. Not that we actually have any of them being really used. Definitely need logistics companies to help with the fuel usage. We've got rid of all of those, haven't we? Probably, honestly, going to research some more boat stuff because I love my boats. Let's get 9040 destroyer hull. Getting better destroyer. Getting better. Becoming very invisible once you get to the level 3s. More guns. We do need better guns. Don't get me wrong. Not getting critical hits. Also freaking useful. Sure, let's get some more torpedo. Let's get more torpedo mine laying compartments built. Don't attack there, that's fine. We don't need to pin there anymore. The German Reich has declared war on Poland, so the Allies are now facing threats from many angles. If Poland does in fact join the Allies, they were not guaranteed. They could join the Allies. Yes, they did indeed. Okay. So we now see how the world lines up. We have the Chinese. Oh god, the Allies are in a really bad shape, aren't they? At this point, I mean, if the Comintern doesn't start getting in there soon, we're going to against the Axis and the Pact of Rome, we're going to see a bit of an Allied stomp, which is going to be interesting. Okay, of course the US hasn't, you know, the US is now probably in a position to really wake up, given that the Allies, given that there's so much world tension. Interesting, isn't it, how it's all lining up as one big war. The Allies on one side. Pact of Rome taking very few casualties. They did manage to stagnate this front, which I'm impressed with. And as Yugoslavia falls, they're going to be able to divert a lot of troops over here. They did lose Sardinia. More fool them. And yes, Poland being called against us, that's fine. It looks like we are going to be able to take this port undefended. France called in, no problem. Yeah, just wrapping up here. Keep driving them back. No need to pause. There we go. Good, good, good. Okay, off my joyful naval invasions go. Let's see this area wrapped up, just for the tidiness' sake. Good, landing more men over here. Fantastic. Oh, that's sorry, that's not. That's Portuguese, not what you call them, Australian. Well, let's get to war with them as well. Can't have any capitalist pig dogs in my area. These you can very temporarily get diverted onto Macau, and that will give us full control over China at long last. Netherlands has been called in against them. Iran being called in. Yep. All fine. All not a concern. Looks like this port is undefended. In fact, I'm so bold, I'm going to start reaching out from here as well. Hirohito questions Portuguese sovereignty. Yes, I doubt it very much, or at least I doubt that it will last very much longer anyway. Anything I want to be doing? Could do women in the workforce. Oh, we finished mobilizing, looks like. Yeah, it might be time for women in the workforce then. It's only a 5% stability hit, isn't it? Yeah, that's not that bad. Let's do it. So now we're going to mobilize up Another few million men to our glorious armies. Or more realistically, our navies. Alright, you can move up here. This naval invasion is not going to be necessary. We're going to walk there from the south. So you can just head up here instead. Good. Still going south here. Good. Have you guys got Invader yet? Still no. He's only 17% of the way. I think you have to actually fight. Your naval invasion has to be resisted for you actually to make progress towards that trait, unfortunately. Free mills. Well, more fighters? More support equipment? Let's start building up a tank force, shall we? Where do we get all those factories? Is that taking control of here? Where do we just gain control of that has all those mills? Huh. I don't know. Maybe that was a focus one of these did. Huh. Anyway. Portuguese, do I have my war goal yet? Not just yet. Was that the Australia being called against us for the first time? Surely not. It seems very unlikely. Alright, can I, yeah, let's keep getting more and more 20 widths. We're going to have a lot of ports to garrison in this region. But that's okay, because if we have a lot of ports to garrison, that just means things have been going well. And there we go, landing on their erstwhile capital. Good, we could just go down the coast, clean all this up. Well, they did try and retake that port in the end, but we were still present when they did, so it went predictably badly for them. Just nice little tidy up operations there. South Africa has been called against us. Oh no. Are we still not? We must be at war with all the allies now, surely. Yeah, looks like it. Germany actually losing to France. Probably because they had a much wider front right at the beginning than they were expecting, going to hold off the Netherlands and Belgium and Poland. So it looks like the allies are going to... well, I thought the allies were going to get stomped when Pact of Rome joined against them at the same time. But the allies are going beast mode here. Netherlands crushing in through those nice open areas. So it might just be me versus the allies in not very long. Of course, that might end up meaning that the Soviets get drawn... Soviets? The Soviets. Gonna get a bunch of napkins. The Soviets get drawn into a war against the Allies, which should be interesting. No one's guaranteed Finland yet. But they're doing claims on Poland. If Poland can last long enough for the Soviets to declare on them, then they will be at war with the Allies. I swear you were just here. Head over to this port, would you? He's not in a port. Was it you? Take that. And then do this. I'll activate the plan and then give you the manual order. So he should do that automatically. Good. You also do this for me, would you? Is that active? It's very hard to tell. Can't tell. I'll redraw it. No, not that one. There we go. Now activate that order. Okay, now it must be active. Good. You just capture this little island, would you? Some more British... Oh, Christmas Island, yet to be under my control. Do you have an order? Don't think you do. Well, if you could come from here and grab Christmas Island for me, that would be ideal. And we have superiority in the region because of my glorious raiding fleets. Ah, there goes Yugoslavia. Okay. Which means Pact of Rome is going to be able to focus on France more. The Germans are just about holding. The Poles have held on to Danzig, which is hurting their organization in the north. It's a wacky Europe, I tell ya. Alright, you guys. Yeah, get down here. Let's final push here. Let's drive these guys off the island. We must have control of the southern half of this island now. Yes, indeed we do. Give me that oil. Which means now we can exploit the southern resource area. Yes, we can, which gives us prospect for resource decisions. I don't know what they are. Oh, it adds infrastructure in North Borneo. Good to know. Let's lower the amount we're trying to build there. Yugoslavia, absolutely non-aggression. Venezuela, hell no. Gosh, really looks like fascism is struggling in Europe. But without the US getting involved, I don't know. Long term, surely they'll win. If they can just hold out this initial crisis, I think they'll be in good shape. Especially because we're going to neuter their air force, just absolutely annihilate it by removing all of its rubber capacity. It must be really hurting them, I have to imagine. That's fine. Who else doesn't have an order? You. Just anyone that doesn't have an order is going to get told that they need to naval invade somewhere. Here. I suppose we should probably do a bit more organized in terms of our invasion over here. You've got your clear out orders. Good. Good. Unfilled import requests. Oil from the Soviets. Really? Why is that? Soviets don't like me much, apparently. Ah, no, they're just sending lots to the Germans, who of course has high trade influence with them, because they are they've signed the Molotov-Ribbentrop Pact, I guess. Oh, they actually haven't yet. That's interesting. But they both hate Poland, so maybe they're bonding over that. Non-aggression pact with the Axis seems like a no-brainer for now. I wonder if I could request a Lend-Lease. Hey, Germany, do you want to send me some support equipment? They actually will. About Taux d'Entière. They'll accept all of this. And fuel. They'll send us a bunch of support equipment. Hey, Italy. Do you want to send me something? No, they don't want to send me anything. Hungary? Italy? Looks like no one else really wants to. Siam, you know you wanna. I could request a Lend-Lease from them, but they'd say no. Them, also no. Ah, well. Ah, well. Okay, these guys all moving in. Fantastic. German Reich immediately cancel the Lend-Lease. Shame. Dutch East Indies capitulates, which gives us access to a bunch of their fuel. Nice. But actually doesn't really capitulate much of their land, because none of it was connected to their capital at the point at which they capitulated. But oh well, it's still a good symbolic gesture. They also lost some troops, I believe. These guys are all being driven out now, with nowhere to run, no port to flee to. Fantastic. You're a quality troop, aren't you? So you probably... Well, I don't know, having a quality troop defending Singapore isn't the worst thing in the world. It's a pretty important port, after all. Don't know if you're aware. Singapore, fairly substantially important port. Let's start raiding over here, so that we can move on New Guinea. I think I've decided, by the way, we are going to move against Australia before making progress on it. Well, no, I've changed my mind back again. We're going to... You know, get the effects of Tora. I don't remember what that was doing, to be honest. We're not. We're going to finish off these islands, and then I'm going to move all these men, and we're going to take Bengal. That's my intention. There's millions of manpower here, and there is even some oil up there in Assam. Nice. Borneo having some supply issues. That's fair enough. There are a lot of troops there, but not for long, so they can move a bunch of them out of there. Here, you guys pop up here if you would. At high speed. These are our very best invaders. So they'll be prime candidates for the invasion of India. And we're gaining fuel again. Nice. As we capture more and more oil. As we industrialize more and more and increase the production of oil in each of these zones. Fantastic news. So all Portuguese islands fall. There goes the white piece the Soviets were after. The defeat of the Finns. And now it's going to see if Poland can last long enough. Germany, you don't know how important it is that you don't kill Poland before the Soviets declare on them. It will be so good for you. Alright, better naval bomber. We should go straight into the better carrier naval bombers, I think. We have a big surplus of carrier naval bombers right now, but I want to see more. Look at that. All these ships the Brits are trying to deploy to prevent my men doing their duty, and they are failing. Oh, we can get another one. It's weird. He needs superior tactician. Oh, he's almost got that, actually. Yeah, we should wait, because we want to give him... yeah, concealment expert and smokescreen, so he can be fantastic at raiding. Excellent. You guys just help with this clean-up duty. Alright, final few people being driven out of Borneo. Of course, repairing the infrastructure in these regions will also help us get more and more oil out of it, because damaged infrastructure lowers resource gain. Nice. Okay, you guys all arriving up here. No supply issues anymore. Do have an empty order. Right, I forgot to launch the attack on Macau. That's okay, we'll do that now. Yeah, the reason I want to attack is because this is a lot of men I'd like to see operating against Australia, basically. We could do it simultaneously. Like these guys are low on plan, low on training because of their... we just added in the support companies. That's fine, we can train them up real quick. They're going to need a general. I guess they should get a good general. We could do a simultaneous attack against Australia, I suppose, now, because I hadn't considered that we could use this lot to do it. No, I don't want to, though. I want to keep using my invasion troops so they get better and better at it. You guys, come get ready for the invasion of Siam. Which is actually going to happen after the Indian attack. But, you know, get them in place, get some planning bonus. We've got a very high planning bonus cap, so... And we're not seeing any raiding problems anymore. Good. We are occasionally getting into bad fights with our subs. Oh, we lost one! No! Oh, and another one took a hit. It looks like they're going to get away. Please? Did they make it? They didn't. Damn it. Well, let's... I'm not going to accept that. Cream spotters. Find their defensive fleet in this region. And then we will sally forth with the prime strike force. I will not permit... And in fact, yes, subs, briefly. Switch to patrol. Find me that force. And I will strike it down. Subs probably be actually quite... Well, they're not going to be that good at spotting because they're really slow. Yeah. And their surface detection is not very good. They don't exactly have very high... What do you call them? Oh, we found some here. Oh, but immediately lost them again. So you guys, I want you to strike force wherever someone is found. Strike it down. Basically. Like these guys, might find them. Ooh, please. Strike force is rearing to go. I believe. I believe. You killed 2 of my subs. That's an unacceptable behavior. Okay, we're spotting in the Bengal and down here. Oh, well, we found them down here. It's just that they're in the port. Okay, you. Drive them out of that port. I want to see them evicted from that port so that I can strike down the pride of their navy in vengeance for them daring to take out my my submarine force. Okay, wrapping it up here. Wrapping it up here. Good. Bad supply in South China. Why is that? Losing Macau probably didn't help. And let's move these military police as well. Might as well not have them in the region. It's just probably because we have people based out of this this naval base still. Taking Macau will improve the supply situation slightly. Have we found them yet? Very close. Oh, there's depth charge throwers. Nice. Straight on to the next one? I think so. Don't have enough naval XP? Oh ho. I know how I could get some naval XP. Found them. Launch. Launch the strike force. Out it goes. Look at that. Our glorious carrier. So where actually are they? Over here? Cool. Get them. Are they running for a port? The cowards. No, they're not. Good. Get them. Get them. Good on speed 2. Don't let them get away. Nice. Caught them. And the... immediately taking heavy damage. What from? Mostly just guns. It's interesting. They're still taking most of their damage from guns. So, look. Still not high enough screening. Which is dangerous. Because if those guys have many torpedoes on them, I don't want them to hit my pride. Anyway. There they go. They're done. Now, you guys, I'm going to manually tell you to come down here. Because I want you to destroy this Dutch fleet. When we evict it with these guys. Is he going to get there in time? He's quite a bit faster, but we'll see. Did we get enough naval experience from that? No, that fight was too brief. Maybe this one will give us enough. Who demands Transylvania? Looks like Romania is going to join the fight here. That's not what you want to be doing right now, Hungary. You have bigger problems. Okay. Fleet in position. I don't know if a fleet being in the right place actually just, you know, launches a fight, but we'll see, I guess. If not, I'll just set them back on strike force. And they should, I mean, hopefully they'd find them. Alright, how long till they land? 9 hours. Get them! Get them! Sick 'em, boy. Yes, good. It does just trigger automatically. But they're on low organization, which is how we did that. Sink their pride. We got it. That's for my subs, you sons of bitches. Nice. Okay, you guys can return to strike forcing out of Singapore. Good. So they should head home. They're not heading home. Docked. Oh, they're docked here now. Okay. Well, actually, that's not necessary because I no longer want you to be striking in these regions. Strike up there. Strike. Excuse me? Oh, no, they're repairing. I don't want you to repair there. Let's just send them manually back to Singapore. Okay, you invader. Time for you to just return to your invading brethren up here, I think. Good. Got the fighter modernization, which means I can put this straight into this. And let's exploit the southern resource area. Hopefully I'll get some more oil bonuses out of that. You guys, feel free to launch when ready. You guys head over here. Oh, that's a different army, I think. Yeah. And you have just this guy left. Now, where are your other ones? Currently unassigned. Okay. Well, we'll put them all here. And then half of them can switch back to you. And you can be launched from... well, we'll just launch them all out of the same port. That's fine. Alright, so long as we get them all in place. Now, the finest among you. The finest Marines among you will launch a initial assault directly onto the port. And the finest Marines among the other one, plus it looks like a couple of highly experienced smaller divisions, will launch the attack on Calcutta. The Calcutta offensive will be supported by Hitoshi attacking on both sides of the port with everything he's got. He's just focusing on Calcutta. Good. Meanwhile, you will do a very similar operation against Dhaka, which we can land directly on. And the rest of you from here to a bit to the west of Dhaka. And then the rest of you, should be you lot. Any more? Nope. Can land to the right of the port of Dhaka. There we go. Nice little naval invasion. And then they will just spread inland, rushing towards the border with Bhutan. North Bengal, West Bengal, do we want to hold this? I think we probably will hold this. We'll hold like Calcutta and then this river here. Because I want that, that steel, honestly. Because we, you know, we don't have ample steel reserves in our country at the moment. So it wouldn't go amiss. We are suffering a little bit in the home region. So half of you guys, if you would just back off, that would be grand. Okay, cool. Well, we will launch the invasion of India in the next episode. The southern resource area is ours. We are personally extracting 81 oil. Fantastic. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.